Have you ever walked down a street so gray and boring that it felt like all the color had been drained from the world? Imagine a street just like that, tucked away in the heart of a bustling city. The buildings were gray, the pavement was gray, even the walls were a dull, lifeless gray. People hurried along, their faces buried in their phones or lost in thought, and you'd rarely ever see a smile. It was a place you passed through, not a place you lived in. But one morning, something impossible happened.
A little girl named 𝙵𝚊𝚌𝚝𝚘𝚛𝚢, who lived in one of those tall, gray buildings, woke up and peered out her window.
She rubbed her eyes, thinking she was still dreaming. The street below wasn't gray anymore. It was blue. A soft, gentle, glowing blue that seemed to hum with a quiet energy. Curious, 𝙵𝚊𝚌𝚝𝚗 rushed outside.
The moment her feet touched the blue pavement, she let out a little giggle of delight.
And as she laughed, the stone directly under her feet instantly turned a brilliant, sunny yellow. What is happening?
She whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. It didn't take long for everyone else to notice the magic.
A strange new rule had come to their street.
When someone smiled, shared a kind word, or helped another person, the ground beneath them would burst into bright, happy colors, vibrant yellows, cheerful pinks, and calming sky blues. But the opposite was also true.
When someone shouted in anger, pushed past another without care, or was rude, the ground under them would turn a dark,
gloomy, gray, almost black, like a storm cloud.
The effect was immediate and impossible to ignore. An angry man started yelling at a shopkeeper over a small mistake,
and the stones under his feet turned nearly black, absorbing all the light around them.
A few moments later, a young boy saw an old lady struggling with her groceries and rushed to help her cross the road. As they walked together, the street beneath them transformed into a path of pure, shimmering gold.
Watching all this, 𝙵𝚌𝚝𝚗 suddenly understood.
The street shows our feelings,
she explained to her neighbors, who were gathered in a confused but fascinated crowd.
It becomes beautiful when we are kind to each other. Words spread like wildfire.
The story of the magical, color-changing street was on everyone's lips.
And a wonderful thing began to happen. People started to consciously try to keep their street colorful. They wanted to live in a world of gold and pink and blue, not one of gray and black. So they began to change.
Children, inspired by the magic, planted little flowers along the edges of the sidewalk, their small acts of creation painting the curbs in green and red.
Neighbors who used to rush past each other with their heads down started to look up, smile, and say, "Good morning."
Someone with a talent for art began painting vibrant, beautiful murals on the once dull building walls, covering the gray with scenes of nature and joy. The street was no longer just a path.
It became a destination, a living, breathing canvas painted by the kindness of its people.
One day, a tourist, completely enchanted,
stopped 𝙵𝚝𝚗𝚗 and asked, "Why is this street so much more colorful and alive than any other place in the city?" 𝙵𝚗𝚗𝚗 smiled, a smile that made the pavement beneath her glow a bright, happy pink.
She looked at the colorful world around her and said, "Because here, when we are good to each other,
powerful thought that our actions, our kindness, our empathy, they don't just affect the people we interact with. They literally change the color and the feeling of the world around us. Every smile, every helping hand, every kind word adds a splash of color to the canvas of our shared lives. So, what color will you add to the world today? Thanks for watching. And if this story brightened your day, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.